JPL decides not to be playing during the seeded stage. And then after that, it forces Hades and Curtis and also Vanix to kind of step up just a little bit. But Lord Vanix also losing a little bit of a bite as compared to, the previous seasons, right? The previous seasons, if you notice, every time when teams fight against Vanix, his Moskov either gets banned out or he's forced to kind of play like the final gold lanes, right? And you can see, even though, yes, we kind of did praise that, hey, he did play quite a bit of a fighter jungler back then in the good old days, but you can see he's actually struggling in this patch.
Not only him, it's like a lot of the players are struggling to adapt to the fact that, like, right now, there are a lot of teams, especially in other countries or including in Singapore, they're bringing in fighter side lanes that really shakes up that meta, especially when, you have the expanding rivers, you have the fighters that are always on the roll, always rotating towards the neutral objectives and how they want to play this around. So coming into the draft, you get the CC, Angela, and the Gato banned out by the side of Team Flash. Phoveus and Baxia will be banned out by the side of Kingdom Esports.
I think if you are Sammy right there, he's actually drafting for this particular team right there. He's squatting right beside Lozy. Well, these two, player and coach, or technically speaking, Lozy was an analyst before for Team Flash. They are thick, right? They always go out together. And also another, if you're a Kingdom Esports, I think you take away Jay's chip. Because on Expanding Rivers, that's actually looking very scary.
Yeah.
Cho also looks very scary on Expanding Rivers as well. There you go, chip gets taken away.
Yeah, what's open is, we've seen the prowess of Alice. You've got the Thorn of Ruins, you've got the Arlots actually in question as well. You've got the Eastern Shins and the Lancelots if you want to secure your jungle. But typically, Flash will secure the Marksman for Vanix and whatever he wants to play. So that's going to be going into the hands of Team Flash. Will be the Grok, so Jay might be piloting the Grok in the Expanding Rivers, and it still opens up quite a bit of options for Team Flash.
Yep, right now it's going to be Grok, like what you mentioned, selected for the side of Jay. And, oh, hold on a second, a bit of a correction from the producers. If Flash 2-1 KE, AZ will advance instead of KE. Ooh.
So KE is...
So Kingdom Esports needs to win this match in order to basically not get relegated away.
Oh, so they have to win. So it doesn't matter 2-1, 2-0.
Yeah,
they
because
just
tiebreakers based on game diff. Then head to head. Thanks to the producers for letting me know, because I have been a barrel of fake news recently.
I mean, it is like very confusing times. With confusing times, we have the picks coming in from Kingdom Esports. Going to be on the Lancelot as well as the Juicin. So a little bit of a homage to a late game fight that Kingdom Esports likes to play around. They're holding on to Lozy's heroes, and typically they wanted to pick up that Grok. Lozy is really, really strong on that one. And also, not to forget, Lozy was showing off his Franco in one of the earlier matches, and I think he played it to the T. In the scrims, though, I think for Kingdom Esports, they've been experimenting quite a bit, but this time is not a time for experimenting. They need to play it safe. They need to play how they want to play in a really high-stakes game. They really need to win this one.
Yeah, and right now, it's just going back into this one. Like when I mentioned high stakes, right? You see Yawns, Lancelots come to shine. So you also see FMM goes to his Juicin as well. Once again, Alice, the main character of today. Teams are starting to value this hero pick so much.
Yeah, it's a little bit different from Flash SG. Typically, they would secure Vanix's heroes first. That's what we've seen in the first 2 weeks of the seeded stage. But right now, they're securing the EXP as well as the mid so that they have a much easier time in the mid lane rotations coming in for Flash. And Kingdom Esports, though, they have a lot of options. Typically, you pick up the carry just to melt the Alice down, but it's not as easy as it looks because it's a very late game. We see how Alice is so powerful in setting up for the rest of the team. You have a lot of backup controls as well. Kingdom Esports is going to pick up the Uranus to be a annoyance in the side lanes.
Yep. Also correction as well. I'm not saying a correction, but if Kingdom Esports takes 2-1 against Flash SG, Absolute Zero will be relegated. If Kingdom Esports on a good day, Kingdom Esports 2-0 against Flash, Flash will get relegated. But because Absolute Zero wins by match difference and game difference and head-to-head. Wow. Exciting.
I'm still confused in this matchup.
Yeah, that's why I need the producer's help because my calculations is wrong all the time. That's why I have an Excel sheet.
Well, going into the second phase of the bans, I think it's only fair that we focus on this game and how both teams want to play things around.
I should write a code for this, for calculating this, because I'm so bad at calculating all that.
Interesting. Okay, Hayabusa banned out by the side of Kingdom Esports, not giving over to the hands of Hades, which is known as a assassin jungler that he's very comfortable with. Flash SG might be able to ban out the marksmen over the side of KE just to get Vanix a winning lane.
Yeah, definitely, right? Moskov should be reserved for that ban for the side of Kingdom Esports, in my opinion. But right now, if you're Flash, you're looking to ban away the likes of Cho to a certain extent. The Franco as well is also a very good ban because Lozi likes to go fishing. The Cho are definitely going to be able to absorb so many. But hold on a second, that's going to be a high loss ban for the side of Flash. We're seeing a few high losses today.
But I've never remembered the last time Lozi played a high loss. Typically, he likes to go with hard setups, hard engages. When I see Lozi, it's almost always like, the mentor is getting picked up. He goes in first. He's a very, very sacrificial player. But then maybe they have they've definitely done their homework in the back rooms and definitely understand how Kingdom Esports wants to play things around. So if that last ban would be an Isun Shin, I think they're just limiting Hades' heroes. And I think Isun Shin might work well in this front. And then put Vanix in a...
What's your command? Your team is banning.
In a fighter gold lane, maybe? He played Ruby before, a couple seasons ago.
Yeah, and remember what I talked about, we kind of set up the Moskov ban. It seems like, Kingdom Esports is going to leak it out. They're not afraid of Vanix and more afraid of Hades right there. But Hades has played a lot of assassins. He pulled a Hellcat before. He pulled a Amon before. And Amon on Expanding Rivers is also something that, I remember week 1 we were talking about it, but we never get to see it. I mean, that's going to be a very out-on-meta pick.
I think teams are starting to understand how Amon likes to operate around. It's easy to counter him once you understand and you are able to spot him within your jungle. Still, it's an annoyance, but I don't think it's too much of an annoyance for that warrants a ban.
Kalia gets to take it away as well. Cho and Franco looks really good for Kingdom Esports if they want to snap pick that one for themselves. I think either way, Jay has already secured the Grok as well. Yeah, I still feel Grok is also a hit or miss because right now, if you notice, the tectonic charge that we've seen so far wasn't able to land onto these walls as well. It feels very hard to basically catch using Grok.
Yeah, we're going back to Lozi's Cho, so good read on that one. Still open up for the marksman, or we could change the Cho into the gold lane and Lozi can pick up something else that's a little bit more interesting, but I don't think that would happen for KE.
A Ling also is very interesting for a side Flash, right?
Ling.
It's something that, what the Fanny wants to do, you could side, and also you scale all the way to late game, you help with the damage. Once you go with the TOR, and after that you follow with Temples of Blades, you just rack out a lot of damage and just ching, and of course the iframes also help what Flash wants to go for.
They have a little bit of versatility. Alice could always go into the jungle again. I don't think that will happen, but it could potentially.
Wow. I want whatever you're drinking. You have the 3rd cup.
I do. Huge shout out to IT for supporting MPL SG as well.
Okay.
It's gonna be the Guinevere once again, an old favorite, an old reliable of Hades's, and of course you called it. That's the Moskov, a very comfortable pick for Vanix.
Yeah, definitely right. Vanix hasn't been able to play the Moskov for the longest of time because he's always constantly getting banned out. Yeah, Moskov only played twice, including this one. Technically speaking, the last time he played that Moskov was quite a while ago because teams are not allowing him to play. And the last time he played the Moskov, he won with that one. So, yeah, back to old reliable.
Speaking of old reliable, this is the last pick over to KE.
To me,
it's going to be the 1-1, yeah.
is all that matters.
I would say kind of works well. Easy to pop your weakness points, but then again, once you build the Winter Crown, it's basically a non-factor. I think there is other options for the marksman, but this is more of getting a reliable gold laner to match up against Vanix's Moskov.
Yeah, definitely, right? And 1-1 also do quite well, especially when you pair out with a Cho. The pick off, and then after that, you could just shred onto Kimi, you shred onto the Moskov, and then after that, there's literally no counters. So it's relying on, Bear to become that crazy TOR, the one that catches like how you see Utah was able to do, you see how Gear was able to do. Now we need to see how Bear performs on this hero.
So, Jace, I do have to ask you, this is a really high-stakes match. Which team are you favoring?
Of course, Team Flash. But I mean, yeah, I want to see really Flash go the mile with this one. But of course, Kingdom Esports, they're also showing a bit of a weaknesses as well. In theory, it feels like Kingdom Esports is strong. But right now, they have yet to show great results. Jin Sanity is also really strong on the Uranus, so that's also one of his comfort picks as well. So, but in terms of, because of Flash having the Alice, I'm going to swing my favor. Well, I'm definitely going to prefer the team which has Alice.
Yeah, I do have to wholeheartedly agree with you as we move into game number 1 of the last series of the day. It's Flash SG versus Kingdom Esports, and this is really high stakes. The loser will, honestly, I wouldn't go as far as to say the loser goes into relegation, but then
there's a second chance.
There is a second
technically
chance.
like a challenger stage that they have to go through as well. But of course, if you guys have been keeping up on the community news, man, the scary teams are brought all across that we will be able to see tomorrow as well. And it's also a bracket. It's not a group stage as well, so there's not do or die basically.
It's like a mini playoffs before the actual playoffs coming in tomorrow. It's gonna be a long day tomorrow. It's gonna be best of points all the way as we look forward to tomorrow. But now coming into Flash and Kingdom Esports, both of these two teams, they are playing it very, very passively. They know each other's strengths and weaknesses. FMM constantly finding a little bit more information, and that's how typically they like to play it. I do have to give an ode of respect over to Kingdom Esports' duo mid lane. I do like FMM and Lawsy's trajectory a lot better. There is a lot of follow-ups coming in from FMM. It seems like they are two peas in a pod. They read each other really well.
Yep. Right now, Hades will be able to jump onto FMM. Bice gets purified right off the bat. Not a good pick-off, but they needed more. But Grand, going ham onto Venix. Doesn't really have a crossbow attack, but the weakness points is actually very annoying. And now Venix just has to get out of there.
Yep, doing a lot of damage, but able to get shoved out of the way. It's 1 second until Turtle spawns up. Just coming up. Kingdom Esports are in a good position. You have that level 4 onto the Uranus. And Insanity is pushing Bear back. Just got his level 4 in time for this Turtle.
Yep, right now it's just going to be Turtle setup for both these two teams. Yawn, on the other hand, just hiding away. Don't forget, Guinevere is really strong on a turtle takedown. Same with Svet, but hold on a second. There's going to be a massive TOR as Flash will be able to secure the turtle as well. And also Yawn right there. Losey going down. Bear, once again, this is Papa Bear that we're talking about.
Yeah, good read by Bear. Just sitting on top of that the turtle and waiting until the health goes down to maybe a 10th before Yawn immediately dashes into the TOR. So very good read by Team Flash, especially for Bear. This match really revolves around how well Bear rotates and Bear gives information to Kingdom Esports.
Oh man, we're back in business, Churros. This is exactly how I want to see Team Flash playing. After taking the first turtle, disrespect, go all the way in, start hard jungling, a counter jungle against, and then after that just go ham, right? Vanix as a Moskov has already hit level 5 against Grant, but Grant on the other hand, does have the crossbow tank, the potential outplay, and of course with the Spear of Misery, you also get away. But hold on a second, Insanity, get shredded down by Curtizi.
That's all 3 members of Flash SG coagulating onto this Uranus. There's jump onto the backline, no more Purify, nowhere to get out.
A nice tectonic charge right into the face of the side of Kingdom Esports, and now over the sudden the mid lane duo already down. Yawn also taking the L as well, but Vanix, nice dodge. If not, that would be a easy crossbow attack as well. Vanix stepping forward with the SOD. He is confident, he is back in business.
A lot of high early game damage from Flash SG, and aggression is really starting to show as well. And this is the kind of Moskov that, a lot of players actually look up to. Very aggressive in the early game, doesn't have the core items just as of yet, but it deals so much more damage, and it's very difficult to deal with. And this Vanix really likes to play in the late game, kind of, side lane farming, side lane pushing. But look at the jungle. It's always Bear in the face of Yawn, not giving him any space to breathe.
Yawn is level 6, Hades is level 8, Churros. It's super hard, and right now, it's going to be Bear. Hades trying to go on in, but Insanity should be fine. But where's the damage coming from? Even popping the TOR, because why not, right?
Yeah, that's a huge resource wasted for the turtle, but I think Flash is not really phased by all of this. They're up ahead in terms of economy. That's
Sorry, correction.
3.3.
TOR is not used. That's just a Violet Requiem. from the side of Hades.
So the second skill is always used by Bear as well, lock people down. So he's saving the TOR for these turtle. Doesn't look like Kingdom Esports wants
really
contest
need it.
for this one.
Yeah, he doesn't really need it at all, right? And Hades, Violet Requiem coming out. I mean, they both look purple. I'm getting old.
We're moving into the mid-game territory. SJ opening up a little bit more information. They're situating on the top side. Insanity falls as well.
Oh man, Uranus not having a good game in this one, and it's gonna be oh gee, interesting wall right there.
A little
We'll
bit
be
of a
able to
tit for
block.
tat.
Yeah, we'll be able to block Kingdom Esports for stepping forward just a little bit, but the members from the side Kingdom Esports are not interested in taking them, Jay.
Yeah, a little bit of a silver lining is that Kingdom Esports has a little bit more high ground, has a little bit more late game potential. But you're facing up against a late game Vanix as well. To that respect, Bear is dominating at top side. Insanity unable to find his footing up on the EXP side. So T1 top side definitely going to be demolished by Flash SG as we're looking into the next turtle in the next 60 seconds. There's a lockdown onto Yawn.
Nice Spear of Misery right there. Yawn will have to puncture his way out, but Hades already picking up critical items like Concentrated Energy already. He's 3-0-3. He's on the roll as is Guinevere.
Man, Alice is just so difficult and so annoying. A little bit of a lane swap by Kingdom Esports. They know that Grant is unable to hold himself well against Vanix, so you're giving him a little bit more space on the top side, but it does create a lot more risk potential because you're pushing the 1-1 outside of T1 territory into the face of Bear. And it's easy for this Alice to get into your position. He's holding on to the flicker for now, and it seems very aggressive from Flash. Like whenever Alice comes in, Kingdom Esports just plays it on the defensive.
Yep.
And I think it's just really passive for how Kingdom Esports wants to play it. Insanity not having a good time, and this really is causing their downfall and their momentum drop in the early game.
Right now it's just all about this one, right? Like it's a lot of mistakes for the side of Kingdom Esports in order to stay. Well, technically go into the playoffs, right? And like I said, you drop down the challenger stage is going to make it even harder for you because community teams are looking to prove themselves. Kingdom Esports cracks open top.
They're giving up the turtle. It doesn't look like they want to try to contest for this one. Kingdom Esports is still far behind. They're trying to clear that way, try to push that option in. The T1's already open up top side as two of these marksmen are trying to find their footing around. Lawsy and Grant are all alone. Got FMM quick for backup, but all over the map, Flash SG is just playing that macro game.
Yep. This is like, oh, hi. Punctures right into Hades right there. We'll say hi just a little bit. Yon knows that he doesn't really have the damage to deal with a Guinevere right now, but Yon, you know, like when I mentioned, he's also one of the stronger junglers right now, but he's also a very momentum kind of player, right? Once he's on the roll, once he's in the zone, and you know he's able to just deliver in terms of his performance, unable to deliver against a Flash SG in a critical game, a critical match.
That's a good combo though from Jay and Vanix, building that wall so that Vanix can immediately pin them down into the wall, and it just follows up with a lot more damage. And now Flash SG playing a 4-2-1 composition. You got SOD going wide.
Tectonic charge right into Drinsanity as he TOR from the side of Bear, but it's going to be Flash SG just collapsing, turret diving against Kingdom Esports. They will deal with the turret as Flash SG emerge from the battlefield, and that one losing just Bear, but two members from the side of Kingdom Esports already down, unlocking the jungle for the side of Flash SG.
Beautiful setup by Bear. Even though he lost his life, you set up for Vanix, you set up for Hades to come through and deal that much damage. And Kingdom Esports struggling to find that footing still. 6,000 gold lead for Flash SG. That is a massive amount of money that Kingdom Esports needs to claw their way back up. I think Drinsanity using this Uranus doesn't have a lot of value, especially leading up to that late game, because once you're left alone, you immediately burst it down.
Is it the fact that they don't have enough CCs? They do. Yeah. Technically speaking, right? FMM on that lantern is just super annoying.
But it takes a while for it to charge up and build up your stacks before you're able to pull someone up and throw them aside.
Yeah, and Jay, on the other hand, you know, very smart in playing this Grok this time round. Exceed my expectations and his performance on the Grok, in my opinion. Because Kingdom Esports, on the other hand, they're just unable to find anything, right? Lozy is unable to set up for either one of these team members from the side of Kingdom Esports, making Grant really hard. I think the only way to basically for Kingdom Esports to go back into this one is to really find a good setup using Lozy.
Yeah, right now. Oh, that's a nice jump onto Lozy.
Speaking about setting up, there you go. Papa Requiem, Kurt Teasy picking up that kill. Sky Pistol stack going in. The Phantom execution barely tickles, not an execution at all. As Phoenix join in the fight with the SOD, and the Moscow goes alive. And Phoenix pinning down Jin Sanity, a double kill as Flash SG wants Kingdom Esports, tearing them apart as the free lord for them for the taking.
Kingdom Esports crumbling to the ground, falling all 5 members, starting things off
This
with
is so
Flash.
tough to watch.
It's Flash blitzing down that lord,
Dude.
no contest, waiting for the right time. They're waiting past 10-14 so that they're building up 2 waves, so a very smart move.
Turtles, even though I'm supporting Team Flash right here, but it's a very tough match to watch if you're cheering for Kingdom Esports, right? Like, there is no answer. The Phantom execution is just Phantom.
It's so smart how Flash also likes to play this. That's the jungler just pausing that lord and waiting for the right time to take it down before, you know, building the 2 waves up and crash down into their kingdom.
Yeah, Yawn. Man, Hades is already level 15. Yawn gets picked off immediately. The Royal Thumb, and then after that, via Requiem is just so much violence that Yawn. The iframe's got. Iframe goes for the Sky Piercer as well.
Difficult, but I think it's necessary. You need someone to clear out the members of Flash SG. And now the Lord marching down the middle. You've got everyone in position. You're splitting heads. Hades down the bottom side. You've got Vannix up at the top side trying to push and synchronize the waves to get that crash to burst all of these bubbles.
This is the Flash that we wanted.
Oh, good wall too.
And the wall to kind of block, to basically hold the line just a little bit longer, to sync up the waves, and they will be able to do so. The Lord clashing onto the mid as well. It's going to be Grant down low already, and now it's going to be also the Violent Requiem onto Lozy, the Tectonic Charge to follow up. There's no way the Kingdom Esports can play because Flash SG is taking the votes away, and also just pinning Kingdom Esports down to the ground.
It's 3 on 4 though. You got Vannix still alive. They're just doing so much damage, and Barris setting things up.
The Thorn Rose as well for the side of Yawn as well. The wall burns the Phantom execution just to get out of there. Flash SG, we're back in business.
Oh man, this is so tough to watch if you're Kingdom Esports. Lozy, known as the sacrificial lamb, going in to set things up, but he cannot set anything up. In the entirety of this game, it's 10k gold lead for Flash SG.
Yeah, because even though Lozy sacrificed and burned so much utilities from the side of Flash SG, Kingdom Esports wasn't able to step forward, right? Like, Grunt wasn't able to jump into the air, FMM wasn't able to do anything. Yawn is so behind, he's unable to hurt. Remember the Thorn Rose that we always see from Lancelots that could just instantly 1/4 or 1/3 somebody HP bars.
Yeah.
It's just barely tickles.
They don't really have a lot of AoEs as well, so Kingdom Esports are going to be struggling in the high ground to clear out that waves. All they got is Yawn trying to desperately dash through these minions, try to clear them all out to try to buy themselves some time. But Flash SG has so much setup potential, so much pummeling and chasing potential that Kingdom Esports is just crumbling one hit after another.
But this is just game 1.
Yeah, I mean, but this is supposed to be a close fight. This is supposed to not end up this way where Kingdom Esports is so far behind on Flash SG.
Yeah, but we've seen it before, right? You know, Flash, sometimes game 1, strong, solid. Kingdom Esports, on the other hand, you know, there is always a chance.
You're warming up, that's what you're saying.
They're definitely right. But now, Flash SG, on the other hand, they're not out of the woods as of yet, knowing their MO. And don't forget, it's also, you know, Vannix on the Moskov is something that he's super confident in, and he's delivering results. And now with the Magnific Gun, he's gonna even output a lot more damage. Insanity, I don't think a Parify is something that you could basically survive. You need more armor and more HP bars.
Flash SG just baiting Kingdom Esports to come close to this lord, but it's 9,000 gold lead behind. Kingdom Esports doesn't want to risk it. That's a jump. You have to purify. FMM is just going to use it, but the wall comes through.
The wall coming in as well. The Tor will be able to be committed as well. Yawn trying to look for a way to jump all the way in, but it's going to be the members from the side. Kingdom Esports super busy being dealt with as Vannix turns his targets onto Lozy. Lozy will immediately get taken out by the side of Kimmy, and now Flash SG goes back in. The Phantom execution, and also Yawn. All eyes on Yawn. They're trying to make a out of this, but Kingdom Esports sneaks away the Lord, but it's an expensive one, and hopefully there's enough time that Kingdom Esports will be able to buy for themselves against Flash SG.
Flicker was already committed onto FMM. They just want to take him down, push him away. You got the Lord marching up on the top side just to buy some time. There's 30 seconds on clock. Lozy's coming back through. They're chasing down and they're targeting down onto the core.
And Vanix will be there to secure this rapid game, blitzing through the core. Even though it is a theft secured by the side of Kingdom Esports, Yawn, perfect one, but not good enough because Flash SG will perform and they target down the core and blitzing it down, not giving any quarters.
And of course, MVP goes over to Curtisi. 8-0-8 is the scoreline in KDA. 89% kill participations all over the map. He's always doing that damage. And take a look at his itemizations. That's the DHS just to burn and give him enough percentage HP damage just to secure the kills.
Yeah, recently we're just seeing a lot of Kimmies, picking up the DHS as well because it's just shred, especially when you're dealing with a lot of, like the likes of the Uranus, right? The likes of even Lancelot are also building at least a brute force breastplate to basically tank through some items as well. Yeah, but that's basically the trend. And of course, from the side of Flash SG is that, truth to be told, from the get-go, from the first minute onwards, we entered this with a bit of a trepidation that Flash SG, what kind of Flash are they, right?
Yeah.
But turns out, they stabilize, and Curtisi and Hades, I feel like they're back, right? They're really back, and I'm super happy about this duo again.
I think it's just competition lives at stake. They need to be able to perform this time around. They need this win to secure their victory and go over the playoffs, because if they lose this, they get relegated. It's not a good look for Flash SG. The reigning champions gets taken down, and it's headline news all around.
Yeah, I mean, definitely gonna be a lot of not say memes, but a lot of news will be revolving around that one, because right now, as we take a look at the item builds right here, Churros, it's just like what they pointed out, the DHS. If you look at the side of Kingdom Esports, Grant is unable to go into the Malefic Gun as well. Has to buy the Wind of Nature first because, the likes of Vanix is still outputting a lot of damage.
There's not a lot of support, especially if you have Drinsanity, you have Lawsy in your vicinity. They fall before you even pop their weakness points, and that's how fast and how far ahead Flash SG is against Kingdom Esports. And itemizations aside, it was all down to execution. The mid lane duo of Flash SG was much faster, much more high damage dealing. As we move over the damage dealt, we'll be able to see Curtisi having that high damage in the early game, moving through that late game, building up those stacks, and being a part of all these skirmishes that Hades set up.
And if I remember correctly, because of this particular game, Flash SG, I think, secured playoffs already, just one game, because they're literally out of the woods as of yet. But of course, Kingdom Esports on the other hand, they are not, because unless they 2-1, they will be relegated instead. And that's the only chance, right? For Kingdom Esports, in order for them to really stay in, well, not stay, but go to the playoffs, they need a 2-1 at the very least.